I'm recording now.
Great.
Heather is here.
Yes, I am.
Sweet, thank you. I'm still adjusting levels and trying to figure out where everyone falls in the that's better.
Trying to keep us from popping.
Yeah. Okay. Heather, we had a topic.
Did we? That was you opening your beer. I opened mine before we started. What was our topic? The ride that we went on?
Your first ride of 2020. Oh,
Yep.
The video is 35 minutes long, but I can cut it down to shorter. So if we talk less than 35 minutes, great. If we talk more than 35 minutes, I'm going to have a problem. I have to put in like random videos.
I'm fine with keeping it to 35 minutes.
Okay.
Or
Already
less.
1 minute in. That's my fault, though.
Okay.
So
we went on a ride.
Yeah.
It was May 2nd, which is earlier than you told me it would be.
Is that true?
Yeah, you were convinced I was going to be like, quote, Harley riders, end quote, who go out on
Yes.
Memorial Day
Yes.
and not any
It was
time
70
before.
degrees.
Okay. It was still May 2nd.
So the date doesn't matter. It's my judgment of, and this is just me gatekeeping, but it's true, of fake riders is they only go
Wow.
out when it's sunny, no wind, 70 degrees, and they wear no clothes, and they blast AC/DC, and then as soon as a drop of rain happens, you find them under a bridge chugging beers,
Judgy.
not riding, because it's, oh my
To
God,
be
it's
clear,
raining.
I was in full gear.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying the Harley riding thing wasn't a date. It was a state of weather.
Okay.
But
I still disagree.
But it's fine.
In
though.
any
It's
case, we went out on a ride on Saturday. It was very nice. I was terrified at first.
Yeah.
I got more comfortable as we went along. I feel better overall knowing that I still remember how to ride a motorcycle after a long winter.
I only saw one mistake.
When I stalled,
No, everyone does that. Even I
Oh.
stall. Everyone stalls. The only mistake I saw was whenever we were trying to move your bike before starting it, and I said go to neutral, and you went from first. You pushed down on the lever. Remember, neutral's between first and second.
yeah.
That's only mistake
I wasn't
you made.
even on the bike yet.
I know, it's the only mistake you made the whole time.
But I
was
wasn't even
just
on the bike when that happened.
shifting wrong. But that's the only thing I saw. Everything else was perfect.
And I wasn't even on the bike. You know, I protest that error.
Are you calling shenanigans?
No. But I think you're wrong.
No, you definitely pushed down on the lever.
I understand that I did that.
But what I'm saying is that's the only mistake.
All right.
That's it.
Okay.
And you were worried that you were going to what was your biggest worry?
That I was going to go across the road and be hit by a car and die.
How many times did that scenario play out in your head before you got on the bike?
A lot. To be fair, people don't, well, some people I guess know, but we live on a corner
Yeah.
where I can only see so far around the corner. And so I was worried that I wasn't going to be on our side of the road taking off from our driveway perfect enough.
Yeah.
That made me nervous. It was hard going from a season last year of like just starting to ride.
When was your last ride of 2019?
How long are temporary plates?
So you last rode like October maybe?
Yeah. Because I think I got it early September.
I've done the quick math. So I think we got your bike with 100 miles on it, maybe 150. Does that sound right to you?
It was somewhere between 100 and 150, yeah.
And you currently have 462.
Yeah.
So, and the majority of that was just you going to the rally and back, right? That was
Right.
like a 75 miles each way, 50 miles each way.
Because
which
other
is
than that, we only took
which
very
was
local rides.
a lot of ride. I mean, that was a long ride.
Yeah.
So you did 300 miles last year, and now
Mhm.
you've done 20 so far this year,
Yeah.
and you didn't
But
die.
I only did it one
And
day.
you didn't die.
I know.
So my point was, when I was getting
These are
at-
very small miles
No,
in the grand scale of
What I'm
riding.
getting at here is that you were so afraid that you forgot everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't.
I know.
That was good.
Yeah.
Are you still concerned? Like next time you get on the bike, are you still worried?
I'm okay. Last year, the season ended with me being like, yeah, I guess I know how to ride a motorcycle, but I'm still pretty uncomfortable on them.
Yeah.
So this year started with me being really nervous that I would both forget how to ride a motorcycle and also still be really uncomfortable and really nervous. I think I'll probably continue to like have some nerves when I jump on the bike. It shouldn't be as bad as it was this time.
I hope not.
All right.
Well, it scared me a little bit because you were acting like I was afraid that you were gonna be the reason that you hit a car and died.
Well, yeah, it's usually rider error.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like you were so afraid that like I was worried it was going to be.
People are going to not like that comment. I realize most accidents happen at like intersections.
But it was I just felt like you were psyching yourself out, but like psyching yourself out of pulling a ripcord even though you're falling from the air. You know what I mean? Like you were in control of your own destiny. So I'm glad that it went well. But I was really we started the ride.
But
I'm not. Worried.
We said this a lot in past podcasts. I'm not risk averse. I am very risk averse.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would put myself in a position where I'd actually like hurt myself on purpose.
What are some other parts of the ride that were memorable, interesting, worth remarking
on? Apparently I did a California roll at the stop sign.
Yes, I think like 18 minutes into the video or 25 minutes into the video, there's Heather running a stop sign.
I didn't really run it though. I came to almost a stop, looked both ways, nobody was coming, so I went for it. Otherwise, I would have stopped on a hill, and that would have been difficult.
That's what I was hoping for, though.
And I did later, and then I stalled out at that other hill.
I was hoping that when we took that turn, you would come to a complete stop and work on your friction zone control.
I argue that my friction zone control is pretty good. Seriously, there were a lot of stop signs on this ride that we took. I had a problem at one on a hill. The rest of them I had no problems at. I feel like I'm in the zone.
I think you did a really good job.
Thank you.
What else did you? Because I'm trying to play the video here. We went around the parking lot at the church.
Yeah, that was just because it's close to our house, as you can see. So I just wanted to take a couple of loops and kind of gather myself a little bit before jumping back on the main road.
That was my first time doing the box exercises with my K75. It was hard.
Oh.
People will see that I actually missed. Like I went out the box all 4 times. Because that thing when you're fully locked, it's I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
Full lock turns yet. And you can't, like your bike, you can actually do a full turn without being full locked.
Yeah, sure.
The K75, you had to be full locked to make that box. It's not a very good steering angle.
You're over there talking about getting these motorcycles to do the box. And I'm like, I just hope I stay on the right side of the road.
Okay, sorry. Then we left and we went to, drove down the lake a little bit.
Oh, yeah. That first part of the lake was kind of nice. It was a lot of very small corners. I'm sure most riders wouldn't think it's that fun.
You did really well, though.
Lots of small corners, some narrow roads. You know, there was a truck with a really wide trailer behind it.
Yep.
Followed by a bicyclist and a person walking.
And I think that whole time we were on the lake, I didn't tell you once to look where you wanted to go. You just rode.
But I'm finding again this year, and I have to assume that with time and experience it will change. But if I don't look where I want to go, I don't know how to steer the bike without looking in that direction.
But even people that are like been riding for 20 years, that's just a rule. You look where you want to go.
I know, but like if I look out into a field as we're passing it to the left, I'm gonna like go to the left. You can pretty much keep it going straight and look around.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm very like I have to be pretty hyper vigilant in that regard.
Okay. No, that I
Which I realize is still very rookie, but
I was simply talking just looking into a turn.
yeah.
That never goes away. Or like target fixation. If there's a big, huge rock in front of you, don't look at it. Look past the rock and you'll miss
Well,
it.
right. There was a pretty big branch in the road that I
Yeah.
knew if I looked at it, I'd hit it. So I looked to the left of it. It was fine.
Good. Yeah. Stuff like that.
But it's all very, like, I shouldn't really be that proud of those things.
Guess you should.
They seem very...
Because you were honestly really concerned that you were going to like do poorly. So I think this
I
is
was
all
just
great.
concerned overall. I think I had a whole winter to like convince myself that I wasn't going to be able to improve this season after a very, very, very short season last year.
I agree. Yeah, because you got your license in September.
Yeah, it was like Labor Day weekend.
Right. Which is
And-
the end of Harley season.
Right.
So
And then because then I think it was that next weekend was the Green Mountain Rally.
yep. Then your temporary plate expired in New Hampshire. If you wait until 4 months before your birthday, you can register a new vehicle for like 15 months or 16 months.
So it didn't make sense for me to register basically for all of the winter.
Even though I went on some November rides that it was nice and warm, it would have meant you spending like an extra $300 or something that you wouldn't have gone back. 'Cause
It wouldn't have increased my riding season by much. It would have
No.
been an extra 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which I still don't think would have changed my overall like experience or confidence levels.
Right.
I realize any time on the bike is good for more experience, but I don't think that time would have changed anything.
Your
for
bike is
me.
a lot of fun to ride, by the way.
Yeah, the seat's really nice.
Yeah, it really cut my butt.
Okay.
It's a butt cupper.
I don't really care how it does on your butt.
That was nice. I mean, obviously your bike is still too short for me,
Well, yeah, your bikes are way too freaking
but
tall for me.
it's still a ton of fun riding your bike. Like it sounds nice. It's powerful. It's comfortable. It's really nice.
Yeah, and I don't think it's too loud, which is something you were worried about.
Well, wait till you get on the highway.
We're a ways away from that.
But if you do like
sure.
an hour of highway riding,
Yeah.
interstate riding, then you might feel differently.
Okay.
But you need to start wearing earplugs too.
Sure.
That's like, once we leave our town, you'll need to start wearing earplugs. I mean, people would say you need to start doing it earlier, but like our neighbor has the ringing ears from band music. People at rallies complain they have the same problem from not wearing earplugs when they rode their bikes when they're younger.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good times.
Well,
I mean, I feel like I'm repeating what I wrote on the Adventure Rider forum today, but I didn't tap the brake pedal.
Yeah.
I did basically like right when we left the driveway, and then I didn't do it again the whole ride.
Yep, exactly.
And I think it's because it's big enough that I'm more aware that it's there and I shouldn't be on it. Just sort of counterintuitive because I really thought making it bigger would make it a problem.
I think you did fantastic, and I was
Thank
super worried you weren't going to do fantastic. Because right now this hobby is like hanging on by a string only because it's a really expensive bike. It's really heavy. You're a new rider. You're nervous. I don't want you to drop it or like have a minor crash. That really isn't a big deal in my world because I crash all the time. But, and then that like ruin it for you. Like I'm nervous about that happening. So I'm just trying to like not coddle you, but like in my mind, I want you to, I want, like, you're like my child. I want you to stay safe.
I think my issue, if I were to have an issue on the road, would be I don't know how well and how quickly I could respond to a car not seeing me at some intersection, which I realize is a stress and a worry for most people on a motorcycle. But I guess that's probably part of my worry is that I don't know how skilled I am at avoiding that, or like in the moment am I going to realize I either need to give it some gas or brake or swerve or whatever
Well,
I need to do to get out of that situation.
and that's why in the coming weeks we're going to have to go back to the church parking lot and do your MSF exercises.
Yeah.
Like just three come to mind, right? Get up to like 30 miles an hour and panic brake.
Mm-hmm.
Allow ABS to kick in. 'Cause you need to know what ABS feels like.
I do know I'm good at that.
Well, but do it on your bike though.
That's fine, but I have confidence in that skill.
And put feet down.
Sure.
And then start again. There's also shifting from second to first.
Because any of the braking that I did on our ride, and I don't know if this is right, but I was really only using the hand.
I need to look it up. I don't know if your brakes are linked or not.
Okay.
If you have linked brakes,
Then it
it's
doesn't
less
matter?
it's less of a problem.
Okay.
So on my bike, 100% front brake engages 50% rear brake. If I just do the rear brake, no front brake happens.
I was just tapping it a little bit to get a little bit slower.
But in a panic
certain
stop,
places.
not utilizing your rear brake, maybe the difference between hitting a car and not.
Oh, no, of course. I don't mean in a panic stop. I mean, like, I don't know if it was appropriate that when I wanted to brake around something, I was using the handle versus the pedal.
When we do our MSF advanced classes, they always say get in the habit of using both.
Okay.
So that way, when you're not thinking about it, you will use both.
That makes sense.
Even for those of us that have linked brakes, they said if you want 100% of braking power, front and rear,
Yeah.
you want to do both. And luckily, because you have ABS, you're not going to lock up your tires, which is good. But then
Yeah.
you should also know what is your braking limit before ABS kicks in, so you'll know what that feels like. Because it'll basically do weird noises and modulations that might startle you at first, but it's your bike's ABS kicking in.
I doubt that the noise would startle me more than the car that's going to hit me.
I'm talking like when we're training though.
I see.
The second exercise I want to do is you getting up to at least 25 miles an hour and then doing a swerve around sticks or cones. You know, dive in, push, lean, turn, come in a straight line.
Leaning.
And the third one is going to be getting comfortable with you doing turns where you don't dab. Not as tight as a box, but at least as tight as a 2-lane road where you can be on the far right-hand side and do a U-turn into the other lane. Because that's something that we do all the time. If you miss a turn, we have to do a U-turn.
Well,
You did a good U-turn earlier
the
yesterday.
the parking lot at the church,
Yeah.
one end of it is very narrow. So if you don't do it tight enough, you won't turn around. So I think I did that. But I mean, obviously I should continue doing
But
it.
you probably did left side. That's your bias.
I did go to the left. Yes.
So you have to do right-hand side turns as well.
Yeah. Those are harder.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tighter.
Everyone hates right-hand turns.
Well, right. It's just tighter, isn't it?
No, the same width. You can do the same radius.
I don't. Well, yeah. For a U-turn, yes. But when you're taking a left-hand turn, you have more of the road to use.
Oh, I see what
When
you're
you're taking
saying.
a right-hand
You're
turn,
talking
it's
about
a tighter
actually on
turn.
the street.
Yeah.
I got to do it too on my K75 though, so we can do it together. Although I can't afford to drop mine though. There's no crash bars. But also dropping your bike is good too. Get in the habit of letting go, putting your foot down and walking away from the bike.
I'm not going to practice dropping the bike.
No, but I think if you do full lock turns, there's going to be a few drops.
Okay.
I know this all seems scary, but I really think that like...
Well, no, but I also think that it's important to focus on like, yes, I have these fears, and yes, some of them are very realistic fears, but also there are things that we're doing to try to minimize cars not seeing me, right? So
Right.
I have bright running lights on.
Yeah.
I have a white helmet. I have new pants coming that have high vis
Yeah, what did you order?
in them. The Climb Altitude.
Was your last one the latitude or the altitude?
The latitude's not an option.
Okay, what did I...
Artemis, I think.
Oh, you did Artemis. Okay. Because you
I
had
think the
altitude.
altitude is a newer design.
Okay. And you also... So you ordered like 2 pairs of pants to just try them both and send whatever back you don't like.
Yeah, so I ordered the Artemis pant in the high vis color, just because I
What?
figured. Well, no, they're beige, but they have some high vis,
is it
like
the-
basically almost looks like tape on
Is
them.
it the
sort
red
of.
and beige?
I'll have to show you.
It's a good color.
And I ordered the Savannah pant because they're really cheap right now, and it's basically like a mesh
Yeah.
protective pant like what I have.
Yep. And that's actually really good to share with people too. You got a discount on your Climb stuff. Why?
Because I'm a government employee and they have a whole discount program for, I think it's military members, first responders, and federal employees.
What was the how did that process work?
So I went to the site that says if you're one of those people, sign up and
Yeah.
we'll go through the process to approve you. I was told it would probably take a while. I received an approval the next day.
Oh.
It was great. It's 30% off.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a pretty
so
substantial
anyone
savings.
in the
with
military
these.
or as a federal employee can just go and get 30% off pretty much whenever.
Yeah. I mean, I have,
Was it did they limit you one garment per year or anything?
there doesn't seem to be a limit.
You might have to reapply next year if you want to buy something.
I don't know.
Well, it's a cool program. Everyone should sign up. I mean, why spend more than you have to? But that brings the Climb stuff closer to other brands. That it's still too expensive. It's still more expensive than other brands, but it brings it closer to them.
I
And
think it was
price.
pretty good. Those were the high vis pants.
Oh, they're tan on the knees and then gray.
And then they
throughout.
have like high vis stripes
Cool.
sort of on the hips
Nice.
so that part is.
And you're keeping your existing jacket for now.
For now, if I like these pants, then I might buy the coordinating jacket.
Yeah.
Their
Cool.
jackets are really pricey, but again, I get 30% off, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, I think my coupon is 50% off.
You're fancy. Yours is based on you actually have a following.
But they also said that I can't buy other stuff of course. I can't buy
Right.
used stuff with
No,
my
of course.
discount.
But I mean, 30% is pretty good for someone who did nothing to earn it, other than being a federal employee. Like, I fully understand why people who are military members or first responders should
They should
receive
probably get a
those kinds
higher.
of.
They should probably get a higher discount.
You would think they might. I don't know, but it's very kind of them to do it for federal employees, but I don't really know.
True, that's a shitload of people.
Yeah, I mean, I work for the VA, which is the largest healthcare network in the country.
But you would think that EMT people would get a much bigger discount than just any federal employee.
Right.
Anyway, speaking of, before I move on to your bike in a magazine and the lights, I had reached out to Bridgestone Tires about a discount, and they had basically told me, we think you would get a discount from us, but it's also too late in the year, so we're not going to give you anything.
Yeah, you had missed the boat.
Which is okay. If they're just letting me down nicely, that's fine too. They just said reapply next year. But I did post a couple of photos and videos on the Instagram account that I created of the tires, and they followed it and liked all the pictures. So maybe next time I apply, they'll be like, oh, we know who you are now.
Yeah. Well, you need to get more followers on Instagram first, probably. Unless they see your YouTube videos, and that's enough, which should be enough, but
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that at least they are aware of me now officially.
yeah.
The guy, though, that said that there are only 2 people in a business park in Tennessee. There's a small operation that actually does PR for Bridgestone USA.
So they probably do have a certain wave of months that they approve people, and then
The gist I got, and I don't think he gave me direct numbers, just I got was they give out 50 sets of tires per year.
yeah, they had a cap.
That's it. So
Mhm.
that's everyone. It's magazines, newspapers, important people.
Right.
Because the BDR this year was sponsored by Bridgestone. So everyone on the BDR,
So
knows
those
BDR,
however many people.
that was
7
8
people.
sets right there
Yeah.
went to BDR.
Yeah. That
Anyway,
makes sense.
your bike is nationally famous.
That's what I hear. I did nothing to make that happen, but you did.
I decided to write an article about your GS lights. And I told myself, well, initially, here's how it went down. Initially, I saw that Twisted Throttle has a blog now. And because they had given me those lights to make install videos about, I thought I'll write this post for their blog. So I wrote it, and they never asked me to. I wrote it, and they were like, "This is good, but you should like submit this to, I don't know, your club newsletter." And I said, "Well, I do know the people with the MOA magazine, so maybe I'll just submit it to Bill and Wes." And they accepted it. So now your bike and pictures are in the magazine. Although they edited the article a lot, but the gist of it is still there. It just because a lot of my personal thoughts were nixed because they've been rambling on. If I read the article as like a Virgin Eyes, it just feels like an ad. Like if I read it, I would criticize it as this is just an ad.
And that was your fear.
Because the ramblings were
surrounding
taken
it.
out, which made
Yeah.
it seem more personal and intimate.
Yeah.
Now it's just like a whole feature list. Cause
I mean, if anybody looks up the bike though and finds the forum and the thread, it is certainly
I hope
clear that you like these things.
so. Oh my God. So nice. So I here's the weird thing about these lights. They were installed in like November?
Yeah, right after we ended riding
Right. And I went,
because we couldn't take it out because it was snowing.
yes. So I went out after installing them and took those pictures that everyone sees, but that was daylight. And
It
then
was daylight and there's snow on the ground, isn't there?
and there was snow on the ground. And then I was going to go back out that evening.
And then we got like 3 inches of snow.
And then it was snow
It
and
wasn't
salt
possible.
and like
And then from there on out, winter had set in.
winter had started, so I
Yeah.
couldn't go back out without risk of like getting your bike covered in salt or sliding.
Well,
because
because once the salt drops in November, we don't get more rain. It's ice, it's snow, and it's more salt.
So I felt like, not really to Denali, they didn't ask me to do this, but I felt like to people that watched the videos, I made like 12 videos installing these lights and sound bomb thing, that I kind of felt like I did them disservice by not posting what it actually looks like. So I've gotten a lot of comments like, where's the review video?
Well, so fortunately tonight you took it out,
I did.
so that's coming.
It's bright.
I know. You came around the corner and I knew it was you. Or I was hopeful that it was you because I was like, that is a very bright bike. I bet that that's Adam.
I'm the coolest thing about these lights that I love, that mine don't do this, is when I activate your turn signals, the big D7s turn off. So you can still see the turn signals. So we were worried about that. Remember we installed them
We
upside
were.
down initially.
That was part of the formatting that we did on the computer.
Well, the software, yeah, it's a customization of the software.
That's what I mean.
But initially you want me to install them upside down because that way that it wouldn't interfere with the turn signals.
Right.
I moved them up, but only because you can kill them when you turn the turn signal on.
Mm-hmm.
The strobe works with the horn. Brake light's super bright. It's really cool. No
Good.
flickering. And also last thing, I was worried that the lights being on would cause too much power draw and like your battery voltage would drop. Nope.
Good.
So you can run them a high beam for like an hour and it doesn't drop.
Great.
Because killing your battery for the sake of safety is kind of a oxymoron.
Right.
I'm stranded, but at least I can see.
Certainly not ideal.
What else? We're 28 and a half minutes in.
Oh boy. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a good first ride. I think it will be good to get out more.
We should go ride tomorrow.
Maybe. My problem right now, and you're going to think it's an excuse, is that I have this awful sunburn on the upper part of my back and my neck, and I think that my jacket is going to cause me to have some issues.
Yeah. And you definitely don't want to ride without gear, so.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make up excuses, but I got quite the sunburn on Saturday
Understood.
before I went riding with you, but it
Yeah.
had the pain hadn't set in yet.
Yep.
I didn't even know that I was burned until we got back, and anyways, someone pointed it out. So if it's feeling better tomorrow, sure.
Cool. I think it'd be cool if we could try to like 3 times a week, just make it a de-stressor to just go out for a few minutes.
No, I agree.
And then and you can at some point, I actually told someone this the other day, they were asking how your riding was going, one of the guys. And I said,
Did you say it's not?
and I said, for me, I probably shouldn't tell you this because it would, I think it'll ruin the serendipity of it. But for me, the exciting part is going to be when I am on a trip or at work or at a board meeting or whatever I'm doing, and you go for a ride on your own without me pushing you. You go out and you go joyriding. You find a reason to get on your bike, like you do take out somewhere just for an excuse to get on your bike and go for a ride. Like that would be for me the sign that you're okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like it's all fine. She's at that next level. Like I'm not saying you should go like on overnighters without me because I'd miss you, but like knowing that you enjoy that would be so I told him that's my like test.
Sure. I don't think I'm there yet, but
no, I know.
hopefully I will be this season.
I partially regret saying because I don't want to pressure you. So I'm bummed that we had planned on going to a few rallies in May, like a couple overnighters, and we can't do that now.
Yeah, COVID-19 is a bitch.
Everything's canceled.
Everything's canceled. It's really good that we like each other.
Well, yeah, of course.
We've been home constantly together. Well, but some people are still going into work. I mean, we're still working, but we're both home working in a very small house. I'm just saying yes, it's nice to get out of the house. I wish that we could. And COVID-19's a bitch. I
mean, there was a couple of rallies that you were interested in going like towards the end of May that you were going to go to, and they're canceled now. So that would have been like, I don't know if you're the same way, but I like having that goal and then work. It gives me a reason to work toward it.
Yeah.
So like knowing that, okay, we're going to do a 3-hour ride in 4 weeks and then overnight and a 3-hour ride back. It gives you that reason to train up to it.
Yeah.
But we don't have that anymore.
No. It's probably going to be canceled for quite a while this summer.
Yeah. Even Bike Week's delayed.
I assume all rallies in May, June, and maybe even July will end up being canceled.
Yeah.
We'll see. But it was a good chat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good at these regular catch-ups. People really seem to enjoy the Heather Rides series.
Well, I didn't want to do another one until I'd actually gone on a ride.
Right.
I felt like I talked to you 3 times about riding without actually being able to ride.
Yeah, but that's most people that ride. They just talk about riding and can't go ride. Huh. All right.
See, I'm not there yet either.
Well, I guess I'll edit some boring parts out of the video and just cut it short. But I think we're good. This is a good podcast, I guess.
Others will have to tell you.
Oh, next podcast episode is going to be recorded in northern Maine.
Oh. Are you bringing these with you? These microphones?
I'll probably just use the dual mic here.
Okay.
And set it up in this middle of the campfire.
Yeah.
There'll be 4 of us, so the mics wouldn't even help anyway.
Yeah. You will be socially distanced before people listening to this freak out too much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're on your own bikes.
Yeah.
You'll be around a campfire, but you won't be near each other.
No, we're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. And
you all have your own tents.
Yeah, I think everyone's doing different things on Saturday. One person's fishing, one person's reading.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of understandable concern about people gathering, but that's not really what you're doing. It's all pretty independent.
Yeah. So that'll be the next podcast. I'll put this in the middle of the campfire or off the side. Everyone will just talk, and hopefully the audio comes out fine.
Sounds good. It'll be weird having you gone for 3 days.
You'll get by. You've got plenty.
I think I'll be okay.
You can go on a bike ride.
That's unlikely, but okay.
All right, Heather. I'm hanging up on you now. Goodbye.
See how it is. Goodbye.
Welcome. Going right. That's okay. Happens. We can wait. We can wait. We can wait. Totally fine, honey.